If you're perfect all day and struggle at night, it needs to be solved. This can be the thing that deteriorates nearly every single person's fat loss journey if it's not solved and actually having the correct implementations that work for you and your psychology and hunger. I see it constantly. People be great with their meal plan throughout the days. They can be really good and they're doing all this meal prep effort in the weekend. They're laying out their breakfast, lunches, the snacks throughout the day, and it goes really well. But when it comes to nighttime, they fold. There is a range of different reasons why this is, and we'll touch base on some of them very quickly. But I just want to really first draw your attention. This genuinely needs to be solved. If it isn't, it's always going to be the thing that can counteract any of the great gains you can do throughout the day. And you're already probably putting so much effort into it. And if you are, kudos, great. But if that reason, don't what's the word that gets me here? Because it does frustrate me for people. It invalidates all the hard work and effort they do in the early parts of the day. And then people can feel like a certain situation of, well, what should I even be bothering with all that? Should I even try? I'm doing all this effort and not getting the outcome I wanted. When the truth is, we just need to lock into this exact thing you need: the end of day meals. So with the end of day meals, there's a few questions that need to be asked. When was my last meal? Did I last eat at 4 p.m.? Did I last eat at 1 p.m.? If you're eating at 1 p.m., you're going to come into nighttime being a lot hungrier. You need to be aware of that. Did I skip lunch? Was my afternoon snack something that I was filling, or was it something that had a blood sugar spike up and came back down within an hour and I was looking for more things as soon as I came home? Was it I was very mentally fatigued at the end of the day and I started picking at foods before I even started cooking? Was my dinner too early in the evening? If I'm going to bed at 11 p.m. and I'm having dinner at 6 p.m., that 6 p.m. dinner might cover me, at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., even 8 p.m. But at 9 p.m., am I starting to itch and look for more? Was my dinner too early? Was my dinner too low in protein and fiber and the things actually sustain me for a longer period, getting me all the way to the end of my eating window at night? Did I have a pre-planned snack that I could actually have at night? People enjoy snacks at night. They enjoy having some kind of desserty thing on the couch. I like to work with that. You have a pre-planned thing you can enjoy. When you don't give yourself that option, you'll tend to want to have it anyway. So then you enter this contrasting method of, am I breaking my diet or am I going to have the thing I enjoy at night? And I'm telling you that actually doesn't need to be the contrast. You just need to pre-plan the right things there. Having some good sweetness that has a certain amount of calories that you can track. Are you entering a situation where your dinner is too small? Some people, when they're eating throughout the day, will prioritize large breakfast or lunch. They're told it's the most important meal of the day. And that's not necessarily true. And it's definitely probably the furthest thing from the truth for some people. Some people, when the stresses are low, when they're not running around with life, that's the opportunity to actually get in more volume of food. They might be, quick between meetings, or they might be doing the school runs or doing a bunch of different things that allows them to get a quick bit of food, I should say. And for those people, yeah, a meal that's like that big could be great. Just ticks the box, stops the food noise, stops me thinking, oh, I could go grab something, I'm peckish, because they're otherwise distracted. When you come home at nighttime, you don't have those same level of distractions usually. It's often at how people like to cool off and relax, which ties to one of the other things that gets people. It can be the stage in the day where they go from the on to off framework. So you might be on your career focused things, you might be doing another air engineer day, all that good stuff. And then when I go off, I go completely off. And there is an issue here because your on could even include being just mindful of your health and doing things that's just going to contribute towards your body fat loss goals or whatever it is that you're trying to do in the gym. And when you go off from that, you'll then often be in a situation where you can have deteriorating effects throughout the whole day. So you can counteract all that good stuff you've done throughout the day because you're off at night. Whereas the right approach is to switch yourself off from work. Switch yourself off from maybe the stress of the day. Enjoy your sit down. Make sure it's relaxing, all that stuff. But still having the mindfulness and thoughtfulness for what am I having? And if you really struggle to even think at that time of day, you just might need to pre-plan your meals on the weekend at a time when you actually can use your brain, when you're not mentally fatigued and run down. Just have it there, and then you don't even have to be on for that period. But I'd at the very least, encourage you to not be completely switched off and enter effort mode. Because the truth is, you got to pay that tax the next day, which makes you more mentally drained when you feel you got to be on and deal with more cravings, and it's not the place to be. as you can see, there's a bunch of different like little mini hurdles we've got, and there's other ones that I've went through with myself and clients and we've solved that can even be a bit more unique than and more specialized than some of these more broader ones. I will put in the description, hopefully, and if I haven't, let me know in the comments if you'd like this, a free resource for how to navigate nighttime eating. Yeah, I'll put that in the description because it is something to be solved. If you want to get some more specialized how I work through these particular things with clients, go check out coaching in the description. I go through a bunch of these different things in my 18 days, 18 emails free guide. Basically, I'll send you an email each day on some kind of fat loss thing that I help solve the client in a range of different scenarios. And some of these things might apply to you. It's a free resource, takes about 2 seconds to read. I'd encourage it, but back on the actual topic at hand, if we can just make sure that nighttime is as good as the daytime, for 80% of people, that is the thing. It takes thought. It takes understanding of some broader principles, but also some specialized things that affect you and your life and your bedtime and your tastes and hungers and desires. So it's worth getting right. If you need help with that, again, coaching is a great decision and is a lot cheaper than the mental noise you'd be suffering with without. Either way, I think the first thing I want to really just emphasize is it is not a willpower decision. It's a strategy situation. One thing I just want to emphasize, this isn't a willpower style problem. This is a strategy problem. There are solutions to this. You've got to think and get ahead, or else your fat loss goals will always be haunted by this. Thank you for watching.